Good evening, one and all. We welcome you all to the international webinar series on holistic health, well-being, and sustainable development, 2015 to 2030. This year is 2025. As part of awareness and campaigns commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 77 years of independence, and United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2015 to 2030, and Viksit Bharat at 2047, in collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Art, Sciences and Wellbeing. Before we start our sessions, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः
With the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue with today's commemorations. Today, we are commemorating a drop of water is a grain of gold in Turkmenistan. On the first Sunday in April, and this year it will be held on this weekend. So this day was founded in 1995 by Sapar Murat Turkmenbasi's presidential decree. This day is significant because Turkmenistan is made up of 80% desert, which means that water is the most precious commodity in Turkmenistan. Every drop of water in dry climate of the desert is treasured like gold. Since humans need water to survive, it is precious for the preservation of life. This day was created to help solve water issues in the country. So water is life, and for a country like Turkmenistan, which is predominantly desert, this commodity is that such more valuable for people of Turkmenistan. Access to clean water in the country is very limited. Without enough water supply, some people have to live in less than ideal sanitary conditions. That is why water is valuable as gold in the country. People need it for survival before anything else. So this day aims to bring awareness to the water crisis facing the new nation and find solutions that are sustainable in the long run. Special measures and practices have been taken to artificially mitigate the climate of Karakum Desert. The hope is to transform it into a globally significant resort. So during the holiday, various concerts and performances take place around the country. Traditionally, a congratulatory speech is given by the president of Turkmenistan to the employees of water management sector. So this is one of the most important sectors of the national economy as it helps to sustain the life of citizens of the country. A drop of water is a grain of gold. Day is celebrated to their professional services. So the Khana of Giva ruled Turkmenistan until the arrival of Genghis Khan. Turkmenistan was ruled by Khans of Giva for about 70 years, 1157. So Kiva, Konya, Orange, and Mer were burnt to the ground by Mongols in 1221. Under President Nivos, Turkmenistan gained its independence in 1991. A drop of water is a grain of gold becomes a day celebrated nationwide, and it is established in 1995. So the country is located on the desert land. That this means it is far from major water bodies and experiences very low rainfall. A lack of enough water can lead to dehydration, which lowers the body's ability to function. In extreme cases, dehydration can lead to death. So several measures can be tried to ease water crisis. These methods may take years to implement. So this day is a reminder that many people lack access to enough clean water. Save water whenever you can to help preserve the environment. Take some time to learn more about the country. You'll find out interesting facts about their history and culture. Environmental charities help to ease the efforts of harsh climatic conditions, a donation that can help someone get access to clean water. Turkmenistan gained the independence from Soviet Union on October 27, 1991. The country has sixth largest oil and natural gas reserves in the world. The Silk Road that connects the Middle East and the Europe with China passes through Turkmenistan. Turkmenistan is a word that means place of the Turkmen. Alexander the Great conquered Turkmenistan during the 4th century BC. So this day brings awareness to the water crisis in the country. Awareness helps provide solutions to the problem. This day helps to make sure that people get access to clean water. This helps to preserve precious life. This day pushes for positive changes to the environment. These changes benefit everyone on the planet. Today is also commemorated as American Circus Day in US, which is celebrated annually on April 3rd. This day celebrates the anniversary of the first circus performance in US, which took place on April 3rd, 1973, organized by British equestrian John Bill Ricketts. The open-air arena packed hundreds of spectators who ate up the performances, including President George Washington himself. Since its 18th century beginning, the circus grew in leaps and bounds with various showmen bringing in innovations and acts. By the 19th century, American circuses were touring Europe, and Queen Victoria herself was treated to showy performances. The modern circus was birthed in England by Philip Astley, who opened a riding school in 1793. During the day, he taught riding lessons, but in the afternoon, he performed tricks and other circus elements. One of the Astley's students happened to train a young Scotsman known as John Bill Ricketts, who then traveled to the US. On April 3rd, Ricketts debuted his circus performance at Philadelphia, featuring a trick rider, an acrobat, a rope walker, a clown, a boy equestrian, and Ricketts himself. The circus was held in a roofless arena that could seat 800 people. In 1825, John Purdy Brown revolutionized the circus scene, introducing canvas tents in place of wooden arenas, and making it possible to have traveling circuses rather than stationary ones. He also became the first to add an elephant and other exotic animals to circus performances. In mid-19th century, acrobats such as tightrope dancers became the center of attention, replacing the previously popular equestrians. In 1871, the legendary Phineas Taylor Burnham, aka B.T. Burnham, entered the circus scene. In partnership with William Cameron Cope, he formed P.T. Burnham's Museum, Menagerie and Circus, which included all kinds of animal and human oddities, traveling from one American city to another. Later, after Burnham had merged with James Bailey to form the Burnham and Bailey Circus, he also formed another merger with the Ringling Brothers, who were popular during the late 19th century. This circus grew such it began attracting an audience of about 10,000 spectators. The circus represented the Gilded age of American capitalism and industrialism. It soon became the country's number one family entertainment, people flocking from near and far to feast their senses on the lavish entertainment. The great show on earth, Barnum Bailey Circus, unfortunately closed in 2007. Today is also commemorated as Armenian Appreciation Day on April 3rd in Armenia. Armenia Appreciation Day is marked every year on April 3rd. This day pays tribute to the Armenians in celebrating history and culture and recognizes the community's struggle for inclusion. Armenians have for centuries lived between larger and varying powers and minorities with larger states. Most Armenians do not live in Armenia but are scattered across the globe. Despite geographic distances and having observed numerous influences from diverse and often dominating cultures, the Armenians have maintained a distinct culture. They have pride in their language, religion, faith, and beautiful mountainous homeland. Ancient Armenia suffered constant foreign interface and finally lost its autonomy in the 14th century. Over the centuries, Ottoman and Persian conquerors ruled the region and threatened the very existence of the Armenians. Russia annexed eastern Armenia during the 19th century, while Western Armenia remained under Ottoman rule. On May 28, 1918, the region of Armenia that had previously been part of the Russian Empire proclaimed its independence. However, in 1920, Soviet Russia and Turkey employed force to invade. From 1984 to 1897, the Armenians were brutally killed in the Hamidian massacres. Sultan Abdul Hamid II was responsible for ordering the killings. About 1 lakh to 3 lakh fatalities and an estimated 50,000 children were orphaned. During the World War I, the Ottoman Empire orchestrated the systematic destruction of the Armenians and their identity. They committed mass murder of around 1 million Armenians during death marches to the Syrian desert. Armenian women and children were subjected to forced Islamization. Between 1915 and 16, Talat Pasha, an Ottoman politician, ordered the American women, children, and elderly or infirm people to be sent on death marches throughout the Syrian desert. An estimated 8 lakh to 1.2 million people were sent through this horrific treatment. The Armenian genocide destroyed more than 2 millennia of Armenian civilization. However, the Turkish government defends the deportation of Armenians as a legitimate action and denies that it was a genocide. Despite these troubles, the Armenians are a proud and prosperous people today. Today is also commemorated as Don't Go to Work Unless It's Fun Day, which is celebrated every year on April 3rd. Through the origins of the holiday are largely unknown. The idea is to stay away from work if it won't be fun. But if work is going to be fun, don't miss it for anything. In the US, there is no legislation mandating paid annual leave for employees. However, the Family Medical Leave Act, FMLA, was passed in 1993, granting employees unpaid leave to recover from serious illness, care for a new child, or care for immediate family members who are sick. Today is also commemorated as Fan Dance Day in Japan. Fan Dance Day is on April 3rd. Japanese fan dancing is an ancient tradition that dates back to 600 BC. This practice was initially used to keep the aristocracy cool. Over time, the majestic dance evolved into a tool for storytelling and entertainment. The dances are characterized by brightly colored kimonos and handheld fans, bold makeup, graceful movements, and sweeping gestures. Performances usually have lived traditional music and are enjoyed by people from all over the world. Fan dancing isn't just dance, it tells a story through slow, deliberate poses and movements. Fan Dance Day was created to celebrate this art form and its rich tradition. Today is also commemorated as Independent Artist Day in US. On April 3rd, recognizes the value contributions of independent artists to the art community and supports thereby by presenting it to millions of people worldwide. Whether you are a graphic designer, painter, first timer, or just a connoisseur of contemporary art, today is the day to appreciate artists and the role of art in social, economic, and cultural spheres. Often the best types of art are works that haven't been discovered or recognized yet. While many artists get their lucky breaks, the others struggle to showcase their art to right audience. Then there are art lovers who hunt for art that resonates with their style. Today is about the needs of the artist and the art lover, and it brings the two together. So great art can be discovered anywhere and everywhere, and the internet is fantastic means for talented individuals around the world to unleash their potential and make their art accessible and the right customers. Today not only empowers the artist, but the customers as well, because it showcases unique talent and represents the freshest global trends. Customers get the most exclusive fresh designs and independent artists get their breakthroughs, a win-win for all. At the core of all Independent Artist Day is all about discovering, promoting, and most importantly, supporting creative expression. Today is also commemorated as National Burrito Day in US. The Mexican dish is a national favorite and everyone likes their burrito a certain way with beans, salsa, cheese, lettuce, sour cream, and vegetables. And there's also the debate on whether rice belongs in a burrito. Today is also commemorated as National Chocolate Mousy Day in US. Imagine the smooth and silky chocolate taste settling in your mouth, slowly diminishing into sweet dissonance. You can have it cold or hot, it tastes great either way. This French dessert used to be served at high-tech, high-end French restaurants, but after globalization hit, the dish has become a favorite all over the world. You don't have to, you don't need to have French language skills to understand the foamy delectability. Mousy, which literally means foam in French, was invented as savory dish in French cuisine. Today is also commemorated as National Film Score Day in US, honors and recognizes the talented composers who have elevated the attraction of a movie. These film scorers mesmerize audiences long after the end credits have rolled and contributed immensely to the movie's popularity. The day recognizes the contributions of talented composers who created these immortal film scores. Film scores are usually music without vocals. Imagine yourself in a movie auditorium watching an action thriller. As the movie opens and character seats fill the screen, you hear a rising cadence that sets the movie mood. Slowly, the music notes each reach a crescendo and fill you with anticipation. The auditorium gets draped in amazement at the scenes playing out of screen, accompanied by the lightning music. The movie is now beginning to bind you in a spell. Today is also commemorated as National Find a Rainbow Day in US. April showers are going to bring more than just Mayflowers. On April 3rd, we get to celebrate National Find a Rainbow Day. Rainbows have always felt someone magical to us. Rainbows are beautiful and a little mysterious. We can find time to explore and relish in one of the nature's greatest beauties. Rainbows are caused by the reflection, refraction, and dispersion of light in water, resulting in a visual spectrum of light appearing in the sky, taking the form of a multicolored arc. They always appear on the side of sky directly opposite to sun. So don't go chasing rainbows because they are not necessarily located at a specific distance from where you observe them. They aren't optical illusion viewed from a certain angle to a relative light source, meaning the closer you try to get, the farther away it goes. So even if you see someone appears to be standing right beneath the rainbow, they will see a different rainbow further off into the distance. In the words of Kermit the Frog, rainbows are visions, they are only illusions, and rainbows have nothing to hide. In 1979, Paul Williams and Kenneth Asker wrote the iconic Rainbow Connection, performed Kermit the Frog Jim Henson in the Muppet movie, creating many young children and adult knew Frog's favorite song. Henson told them that the opening scene should feature Kermit sitting by himself playing a banjo and singing. Williams and Asher wrote the majority of the song fairly quick but got stuck on the chorus. While explaining to Williams' then wife Kate over dinner their predicament, they say they needed a phrase that would provide a rainbow connection. However, while explaining it, they realized that rainbow connection was an exact phrase needed. Basically, rainbows are more than science. They are pretty magical too. That's the rainbow connection. Today is also commemorated as National Inspiring Day in US. The idea came from the Women's World and the first of women magazines, whose objectives were always to spread joy and motivate their audience to live the best lives. So this day features that offer many ways to help their readers find that makes them happy and share this inspiration with their family, friends, or community. Especially feel good stories and small acts of kindness are included, well inspired by them. National Today would like to share ideas to find joy. There is also commemorated as Para-Professional Appreciation Day in US, which comes on April 3rd every year. Para-professionals are titles given to people from different fields, such as healthcare, education, law, engineering, or human resources. They are supposed to be assistants to the main professionals nowadays, though para-professionals are gaining more respect and importance as they are becoming professionals. In their own right, they can provide services that meet the needs of a particular client. For example, paralegals who are licensed by the Law Society of Upper Canada in Ontario can provide independent legal services to clients and even courts, albeit only in some jurisdictions. They can provide service such as court filling, settlements, auxiliary legal services, and legal research. However, most of this time, these services have instructions from a solicitor attached to them. In the 1960s, paraprofessionals were first hired to work in schools around the US with the help of President Lyndon B. Johnson Great Society anti-poverty program. Unfortunately, early paraprofessionals were mostly female and were all poor, which created a stigma and made them highly discriminated against as they had no choice but to do the jobs that no one else wanted to do. Paralegals were endorsed in the US in 1967 by the American Bar Association, ABA, and the first committee of legal assistants were established in 1968. This year, 1970, was a turning point for paraprofessionals. Their job description changed from a dead-end job that barely paid minimum wage to a job that is sought. This all started with Velma Hill and United Federation of Teachers, UFT President Albert Shanker, who won their first UFT contract in 1970. The contract tripled their salaries and provided benefits that made people pursue it as a career. It is not known when the celebration of Para-Professional Appreciation Day began, but it is suggested that it was first designated by Missouri governor to celebrate para-professionals in educational sector. Today is also commemorated as Weed Out Hate Day in US. Each year on April 3rd, it's a day that speaks importance of being kind and thoughtful towards others. This day is much needed in today's world where selfishness reigns supreme. Mark Daniels come up with the holiday in honor of grandfather Ross Daniels, the inventor of the Ross root feeder. This revolutionary irrigation tool allowed nutrients to get to the deepest roots of trees and other plants, thus helping them achieve peak health and have more bountiful harvest. The main goal of Weed Out Hate Day is to connect gardeners and kindergarten kids with the natural world around them while improving society. In the process, Weed Out Hate Day removes roadblocks and prevent children from achieving their fullest potential. Those who participate in the ceremony learn to kick out any negative influences in their lives and bring in more positive aspects. Today is also commemorated as World Cloud Security Day, which is held on April 3rd to help raise awareness amongst IT and security leaders about the growing threats organizers associated with remote and hybrid work and BYOD. According to the recent reports, 32% of remote workers use apps or software that are not approved by IT, and 92% of the remote employees perform work tasks on their personal tablet or smart devices. These devices have software along with corporate data being accessed or not visible to IT, shadow IT, which dramatically increases an organization's security risk. The cloud has become a crucial backbone for most organizations in 2020. 61% of US businesses alone moved their workloads to the cloud to quickly support remote work and accessibility to corporate data. As of 2002, 60% of all corporates' data was stored in the cloud. And while the cloud provides flexibility and potential boost to productivity, it also introduced risk which is not easily identified. As cloud operations become more prevalent, security threats have also become more prevalent. Threat actors continuously evolve their tactics to take advantage of remote workers who are using smartphones and tablets and the public internet to connect to the cloud. Instead of sending phishing emails to desktop computers, attackers are tailoring their social engineering campaigns using SMS text messages, social media apps, or any other apps with messaging functionalities. With countless cloud servers, it has become harder to keep tabs on settings of each individual service, as well as when to update. As a result, misconfigurations and vulnerabilities become more common, giving attackers another way to compromise an organization's or an individual's data in the cloud. So, how to celebrate World Cloud Security Day? For individuals, evaluate the security of your digital identity. It's important that individuals don't assume the cloud services they use are inherently safe. They need to take action to protect their own security, privacy, and identity information. So, limit the sensitive personal and financial information you share to apps and services. Check out your account and app settings for additional security measures like two-factor authentication. Know what data may be already be leaked and take proper security measures such as monitoring your credit card activities and changing your account's passwords. While the cloud makes it easier for an organization's employees to collaborate and stay productive, those aspects can also provide security blind spots which sophisticated threat actors can leverage to exfiltrate data. As organizations deploy more cloud apps, a unified strategy and approach to protect data across these different environments should be the front of mind. Here, there are questions to ask to identify if your organizations could be at risk. Do you have the visibility into the misconfiguration across the various cloud apps? Do you know the types of data you own in the cloud? Are you able to protect data regardless of its location? And can you enforce security policies consistently across this data? Do you have access controls to make smart zero trust decisions? Today is also commemorated as World Party Day. On April 3rd is about enjoying yourself on your terms, throw on some tunes, bring out refreshments, hang out with friends, or just relax in your own element. We love a good time, celebrate however you choose, just as long as you do your party your way. This day is about bringing, spreading, and embracing joy. On April 3rd, we encourage you to stay indoors and create a celebration that fits your personality and your unique style. The inspiration for the World Party stems from a novel entitled Flight a quantum fiction novel written by American author Vanna Bonta, published in 1995. The novel ends with a spoiler alert, a big party. Actually, it ends with a synchronized worldwide celebration that takes place on April 3rd. In real life, groups of people found each other sharing the same goals of peace and then went to utilize human intelligence and resources towards global humanitarian progress, bringing together people in the name of social change. It became a worldwide phenomenon involving millions of people, corporations, and organizations working together to contribute positively to the future of Earth and humanity. So the day itself isn't associated with any religious or political connections, meaning anyone is able to join on the celebrations. After all, partying itself is a universal human right to fun, peace, and life. And all you really need is to join in it. Join in is to party. It is a tough job, but someone got to do it. In the name of tradition, you can party with a group of strangers, some of your best friends, your pets, your significant other, or your reflection, as long as you are doing it right. The entire world has been formally invited to love, create, dance, and party for nearly more than 25 years. This day is literally meant to showcase joy all around the world and sentiment that is depicted in the Bonto's novel. In the words of Flight, a quantum fiction novel itself, the people knew what had made them human. It was not their shortcomings, but their hearts. So, with this, we shall end today's commemorations. Thank you, everyone, for joining us on this day. So, see you all tomorrow at the same time on the same joining link. Before leaving, we request everyone to quickly fill up the feedback form before leaving the platform. So, see you all tomorrow. Take care. Good night.